welcome to the show. As you can see, we've started the show already. I am highly disgusted. What is it? What is happening? Welcome, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers, motherfuckers.
What happened? What do you mean it went off? Are we not live? I don't know what's happening. This is worse than Maya Angelou's face being on a freaking quarter.
And them quarters I seen in the picture look black though. They changed them what the quarters
No,
look
they're
like.
not black. They're just silver.
Oh, okay, that was how
It's not?
my eyes just
It's my
received
mic
it.
not working.
Story of my life. What the hell?
I don't understand what's
That is
happening.
the second time today that you've had something big in your
Okay,
face and they were disappointed.
Listen. How do we feel? Okay, first of all, welcome to the show. This is Don't Tell Me to Shut Up. It is my form of brunch therapy. Please welcome to the show. I have a house full, by the way. Some of us are contagious. Some of us are not. We are not going to divulge names because we are in the tree of trust. But welcome to the show. Shout out to Kiko. Hi, Kiko.
What up?
Indian J.
Howdy.
Hey. Taryn Butterfly. I don't know what I should call you.
Hey.
COVID kisses. I don't know.
COVID period.
Oh,
Oh,
so
God.
my executive producer Taryn has COVID, but look at her
Yeah.
showing up. But she has COVID and her period.
Yeah.
Damn,
I
Taryn.
don't.
And she's still letting people go down on her.
Oh,
It's
What?
not contagious through
The blood.
no, it's
Oh,
no,
sorry.
Kiko.
they said fecal matter though. So if she get
Oh my
First
God.
of all, we are too early in the show.
Okay, sorry.
To
My
get
bad.
that
My
deep.
bad, Taryn. Love you. Get
So
well
let's
soon.
rein it in and let's wait until
Get a
we're
tissue
at
and
least,
dab. Go
until
ahead.
we're at least 10 minutes in. Okay, children.
Okay, sorry.
And
My
then
bad.
we can get back to the COVID and the period. But Taryn, how are you feeling? Are you okay?
I'm coming along. It's been almost 2 weeks. I'm still feeling a little
2
lousy,
weeks till
but
you're healed.
no,
Are you
it's
coming along or are you just
still
coming?
lingering.
Oh.
Oh God. Let's just get to the show. I'm here. Okay?
I can't do it. I can't. Okay, anyway. So thank you guys for joining us. This, by the way, is our first show of 2022.
Woo! Oh shit.
I would say
Okay, I'm just,
cheers, but I mean, Kiko, you'll drink to anything.
I'll drink to anything. I have no class.
I
So
mean, well, you do have class.
I mean, do I though?
Yeah.
A little bit.
I didn't say what kind of class.
A little bit.
But you do have class.
I have more house
So
class.
welcome to 2022.
Yes.
It's our first show. How was everybody's holiday? Do you celebrate holidays, India J?
I'm an American, and we had. To me, Christmas is an American holiday. It's like the 4th of July in December.
So
I'm going to apologize right out the gate for asking you that, but I was just curious to know if you celebrated Christmas and New Year's and all of that.
Yeah, the only holiday I don't celebrate that occurs during the wintertime is Black Friday. I am not going to go fight for a 45-inch TV.
You're
at
not
Best
trying to
Buy
get
at
punched
3
in the
morning.
eye?
No,
I don't
I'm
blame
good.
you.
I'm good.
I wouldn't either. Anyway, Taryn, how were your? We know how your holidays were. You have COVID. Kiko, how were your holidays?
pretty restful. I didn't do much of shit besides order everything I could possibly order off of Uber Eats and Amazon. So my apartment looks like Amazon threw up in it. And yeah, I didn't really do much of shit. Nothing too crazy. I didn't really travel like I thought I would. It was pretty chilled. I didn't do too much.
Me either. Let's just get over it. My Christmas tree, by the way, was up for about 2 months prior to Christmas. And then I took a lot of heat on social media because I took it down before Three Kings Day.
What's Three Kings?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I was
I'm
completely
lost.
unfamiliar.
The Caribbean, they celebrate Three Kings.
Well, I'm from
Are
the
you
South. I'm from
Caribbean,
Uruguay.
Jazz?
I'm unfamiliar with Three Kings Day.
But no, she ain't
So I
Caribbean,
took
but
my
she's trying to
tree
find
down.
her a Caribbean nigga. You know,
I
she's
am.
desperate. She's
Speaking
trying
of
to get
which-
her groove back. But
Speaking of trying to get my groove back, let's get down to my current situation.
Oh, did you finally get back on Raya?
Let's get down to my current
I
situation.
met my new boo on Raya, but go ahead.
So, we will have to get into that, but a little bit later. So, here's my current situation. I was recently asked out on a date. Okay. Now, I've been out with this person before. I kissed this person before, and their mouth tastes like salt.
Did they have a pretzel or something?
No.
Okay. No.
And so I never went out with them again. Should I give them another chance?
When you say salt, like was it like salt like from a pretzel,
Like Lowry's.
or salt like urine?
Okay,
No,
but you know
like
what? Here's the
Lowry's.
thing. Here's what I can't believe my
Like-
mind is doing what Kiko's does now. She didn't say where she kissed him.
In the mouth, in this orifice here, this one on the face. And there was no dinner. There was like no reason for his mouth to taste like salt. It just did. And so I looked it up to see if there was maybe possibly some medical reason why their mouth would taste like salt. They hadn't been working out. Okay, Blue, my dog is all over the place.
Did he raise your blood pressure?
I mean, no. All the
So,
reason not to go out on a date, right?
like, okay, let's just indulge me for a second. Supposing you go on another date and
Yes.
it progresses into something. You guys like
Yes.
each
Let me
other's
cross my
company,
legs. I'm ready.
Why should you start now?
No, help me out here. I'm really trying to figure out if I should go on a second
So
date.
let's just say
He's a
go
really
somewhere.
nice guy. I mean, he's got some extra sodium going on. I don't understand. But in my head, I can't help but think if you're salty here, you're probably super duper salty in other places.
Well,
Oh.
do you really want this guy to be your salt bae?
I mean, I don't know. I already have high blood pressure.
So I
The
mean,
doctor told me to cut some salt out of my diet.
but you're not telling us what kind of salt. Was it seasoned
She said
salt?
it
It doesn't
was
matter.
Was it
It's enough to make your
Cajun?
mouth
Was
pucker.
It wasn't sea salt, is what
it?
she
Wasn't
said.
sea salt. So
If you kiss somebody and you have to smack your lips when you're finished,
so it was like a
Like,
popcorn
ooh.
salt. Like it was like
Ugh.
like he had just had some like some theater popcorn or something.
Not kettle corn. Is
Not
what
kettle corn. Okay, kettle corn. Okay.
It's not kettle corn. Is
it,
what it
I
sounds
don't
like.
know. It just
sounds
tasted like he had been working out for 3 weeks.
Did you make out with a horse?
Okay, and on that note, let's just
Okay.
move on.
You the
I
one that said the
can't.
man tastes like salt. Now
I
you
know,
trying to
but I
tell us
thought
you
you.
don't want to talk about
You
it.
know what? First of all, I don't even know why I thought you guys would give me any type of sane advice. And Taryn, for the
First of
life
all,
of me,
you know
I know
we-
you have COVID, but I can't believe you didn't jump in to try to save
First
me
of-
and give me some type of
Give
decent
him.
advice.
I say give him a chance. Give him a second
You
chance.
know I am extremely immature, so
You
I'm not going
are.
to give you any sort of great advice.
But you love me, so I figured you want the best for me. You would not want me to die from high blood pressure and stroke out on a date.
All right,
Give him a second chance,
Give him a
Jazz.
second chance.
Yeah, maybe he had a bad day.
He's a cute. It's always the cute ones, though. There's always something. It's like a pretty woman. You know,
I
she's
am
hiding
beautiful, and
something
there's
ugly
nothing wrong
somewhere.
with me.
Let me see your feet.
Oh, my feet are fucked up. Yeah, my feet are jacked up.
I know it's always something.
It's always something.
If you're gorgeous, your feet are probably fucked up. It's every time. It's okay.
fair
Okay, so let's move on. Let me, because I'm a little out of it. Let's see. What's my first topic today? There's so many things I want to talk about.
Okay, let's get into it.
Let's get
Okay.
into it. So the first thing on the schedule to talk about today is, this one is old. Taryn, I'm gonna need your help. I'm so lost. This is not the first one. I think the first thing I wanted to talk about is Indian J. You
Okay.
can help me with this one.
Let's-
So Steve Harvey talked about one of the reasons why he quit stand up was because of cancel culture.
Sure, he can tell himself that.
Right. Let's dig in. And so he says the only
Shade.
people who can really afford to be in stand-up comedy are the only one really, Dave Chappelle, because he doesn't have sponsors. Everybody else getting paid from, I don't know, by the man, by who, but basically have sponsors. So they cannot afford to say the types of things that get you canceled. But my bigger question is, should we even buy into cancel culture?
Well, here's the thing. Steve's just saying that because he's kind of like Eddie. He's a sort of like that Eddie Murphy, Jim Carrey stage where he hasn't done it in so long that if he's gonna try and do it again now, he's probably gonna spend a year sucking, and he doesn't want people talking about how he sucked for a year. So he says this now. It's easy to say, I don't want to get back into stand-up because of cancel culture, because it takes people don't have to like wait and demand for him to come. It's just a way for him to say, I don't want to deal with sucking for a year.
Careful, Kiko.
I mean, I'm
We
letting
know
this
you
man
just getting into sucking, so I mean, coming out and everything. I'm just saying. You be
I might have
careful.
been doing it for years.
Slow
You don't know.
down,
You don't know. You don't know. We don't know.
Slow
But
down,
Number
slow
two,
down.
he can afford not to do stand-up anymore. Like,
Well, here's the thing I will say about Steve, okay, and then we'll get really more into the cancel culture aspect of it. Say what you want to about him. The fact that he sold, I don't know how many books about relationships and a couple of divorces or whatever under his belt. The fact that now he is a judge on TV, and I don't know that he has a law degree or has ever practiced law in his life. I mean, I can't really be mad.
well, so my thoughts are maybe he shouldn't do comedy, but I think the horse that he got his teeth from should probably do comedy because
Don't be disrespectful, Kiko. Don't do that.
No. Let me not say.
That's disrespectful.
That's disrespectful. I apologize.
And you really don't mean the apology.
I didn't mean that. No, but so here's what I'll say. I'm so tired of rich ass motherfuckers complaining about cancel culture. Like it really fucking affects them like that. The fact of the matter is, I don't think
Well, wait. Cancel culture does affect
not in a
rich
real
people.
way.
I
But they're the only
disagree.
people who can be canceled. That's the ironic part. You and I can't really be. You and I cannot really be canceled because we don't know enough motherfuckers don't know us, so we can't be motherfucking canceled.
If I said something and people wanted to cancel me for something I said on this podcast, it's like, cool. Are you gonna call the clubs I don't work right now and tell them not to hire me?
Right.
What you finna call my mama in Nigeria and tell her to cancel me? It doesn't fucking matter. But no. But what I'm ultimately gonna say is people act like it's so difficult to not offend people, and it's really not that difficult. You really have to pay attention to what the fuck you're saying. So it's just also like when
but I think when you're telling jokes, I think it's difficult. I think it's easy to say than it is to do, because I think once you get on stage, and Indy and Jay can attest to this, I think once you get on a roll and you just start talking, I think it's very difficult to censor yourself as you are in an act, or if you're in the middle of a show, whether it's a radio show or hell, here for even that matter, because Lord knows you've said some shit.
Yeah.
And then you go back and look, did he just say that? Yeah.
But I'm also really attractive. So
faintly attractive.
Steve Harvey can say that Dave Chappelle's comedy is not sponsored. That's not necessarily. There's a platform that airs Dave Chappelle's comedy. There's a platform that pays for Dave Chappelle's comedy. But for Steve Harvey to say Dave Chappelle's comedy is not sponsored, Steve Harvey, it's not that your comedy is sponsored. You are a brand, and you don't want to mess with your paper. You don't want to mess with that NBC money that you get, or that ABC money that you remember when he did our show. And he would constantly say, "Oh, you're not going to get me to say that, DL. You're not going to get me to." And he did that on the Def Jam special too. He kept saying, "Oh, you're not going to trap me into saying that," because he doesn't want to mess with that NBC paycheck. That's all.
Well, I think most people are that way, even on a job, right? A lot of people do jobs that they would not otherwise do, whether it's in banking, you're selling people, or giving mortgages that people can't afford because you're trying to get that money. So you do things basically for other people so that you can collect a check. I think ultimately my biggest issue is cancel culture. Because my thing is, I don't think there should be any group of people who get to decide whatever it is that I want to look at, what I want to enjoy. Like who dubbed you the knight or king of, I'm the one who gets to determine, me and all of my cohorts get to decide.
Is that what you're cohorts?
You're used to whores.
Okay.
Kiko, it's not Saturday night, and we're not on South Beach, okay? But I just think that it's highly arrogant to think that you and a group of your friends can get together and decide we're not going to allow you to watch Dave Chappelle on Netflix because we don't like it.
But I think the other thing is that I don't like the phrase cancel culture. I prefer accountability culture. The fact of the matter is you do have a responsibility to the people who have supported you, and to not offend them. And when you do offend them, if they decide to stop fucking with your ass, then
I disagree.
No,
with
but
that.
I have the right, if you have offended me or I don't like some shit you said, to stop listening to you.
Correct.
1,000.
But you don't have the right to then tell me what I can and can't say.
No, I don't have the. But here's the
Just move on and go find somebody else to watch.
So here's the bigger issue to me. So like the people that I really really respect and admire in terms of their persona and how they talk, 50 Cent. Chelsea Handler,
wait a minute.
Bill Maher. So can I land?
Right,
Can I get to my point? Can I get to my point? Because they say what they say and they don't take it back and they stand up in it. And the fact of the matter is, most of the time when you get canceled,
50 Cent has apologized a couple of times.
A couple of times,
he
but
apologized to Madonna.
not a whole lot of times. But it's like when you stand up on what you say and you honestly believe what you're saying, you're speaking on some shit that's relevant to you. Most times, can't nobody cancel you because you're speaking on some shit that's legit how you feel. Most of the times, when motherfuckers get canceled, they're speaking on some shit that they don't have no business speaking on. That's most of the time what fucking hand. Because mind you, I don't take back shit I say because I believe in what the fuck I'm saying in the fucking moment. So a lot of times when you're making jokes, you're making insensitive jokes about a group that you're not a part of, and you're doing some shit that's extremely insensitive. That's why motherfuckers can do it. So you're not even sure of what you're saying because you're saying it about a group that you're not a part of.
Correct. However, I think nothing is new under the sun.
Mm.
It's always been done. If you go all the way back to the days of Richard Pryor, if you go all the way back,
Right.
even when you look at shows like All in the Family, The Jeffersons, Sanford and Son, oh my God, Red Fox, one of the biggest offenders. I think the difference is how the jokes land. I do believe to some degree we have become a bit more of a sensitive nation than we were back then. They said nigga on TV so many times when I was growing up. Red Fox talked about the Puerto Rican next door eating goat, all of that stuff. And they could do that on TV back in the day, and no one complained. Now you tell one joke and you use the word gay, sissy, anything, and anybody finds it offensive, they will cancel your ass. You may not ever work again because one person was offended.
But
Well,
it's
there's-
And my thing is, if you don't like it, and again, I think everybody has a right to be offended. That's your personal feelings. I respect that. My problem comes when you now try to say, because I'm offended, you too should also be offended. I don't want you to watch that. I take issue with that.
Well, that's the problem. Is people are now
Yeah, I don't like that.
confusing offense or like they think that the concept of censorship has now gotten blurred, where it's, oh, I don't like what you're saying, so you need to be censored. But that's not what it was like. It wasn't. You're not supposed to do it like that.
Correct.
It's like, you're in radio. When Howard Stern was making waves and people were like, I don't like what he says, we need to censor him and take him off the air, the people were just like, just
And
change the channel.
also, Howard
the
did.
channel.
Let's also be clear. Howard did not give a fuck, which is why I respect him so much. He didn't give a fuck. He kept speaking the way he did. What was his co-host name? I forget. Robin didn't give a fuck.
Robin.
So many black people had issues with her with certain things that she said, and that's to me that's what I respect. So it's just kind of like what I said about 50. Yes, there are certain points when where he has apologized, but for the most part, he stands up in the shit that he says, and that's the shit that people respect. So if you say some shit, anything that I say, I'm sure of and I'm confident in. When you say some shit that you're not confident in, and it's some shit you shouldn't speak on, that's when you get fucked up because you can't stand up in it.
But see, I disagree. I think you're all. First of all, I don't think it's possible to please everybody. I think you're always going to say some things or do some things that somebody is going to find offensive. I think it is almost impossible. Impossible. Somebody is going to have an issue with you. There's a group of people out in the world right now that believe that it is okay to worship colanders as a religion. If you
What?
do you know what a colander is?
Like the strainer?
A strainer for spaghetti, pasta, whatever. If you disagree with that, they have an issue with that. They want you to respect that. Now, I got no issue with it, but I'm not gonna worship it.
So this is y'all got some crack or something strong?
You
Oh, sorry.
All right, but the other issue with cancel culture is
You missed the joke. I was asking if you had some crack. You obviously ain't got none. All you had to say was,
No.
"Yeah, I'm about to go get it."
You're
And you would
right.
have completed the
Or
joke,
no.
but you missed it. You missed it. But anyway,
Carry on, Indian J.
carrying on, DJ. I'm sorry.
no,
sorry,
no,
my
but
brother.
you say
You have some crack? Or,
No, nobody has crack.
Okay, sorry.
no. The only person who has crack
my
right
God.
now is the person getting COVID from eating Tyrannosaurus.
Oh,
What?
Hey, why they coming at you like? Why they
is
coming at you
Terry
like that?
getting all of the business?
Oh my God. I should have took off today if I would have known y'all was gonna treat me like
Karen,
this.
that did
Terry
not
has
come.
already
I feel like
taken
I
a
started
beating
this, so
from
I'll
COVID.
apologize.
She comes here and gets a
I
beating
never
from you
assumed
guys.
that you did crack. I
Stop
never said
it.
that. I mean, I thought it, but I never said it. So I apologize for that. But anyway, continue,
I
Ninja.
can't.
The issue that you keep talking about like how these people believe what they say, but the other thing that we don't take into account is for some reason we don't allow people to change. So like when Kevin Hart all those tweets were brought up about Kevin Hart from like 10 years before that, he essentially got canceled from hosting the Oscars. But it's like he was not allowed to say, "Oh, I believed that then. I was ignorant. I didn't know what I know now, and I don't believe those things anymore." it's like somehow we've gone into this place where we don't accept that people are allowed to change and people can believe one thing at one point, and then over time they learn, they have new experiences that
Yes.
inform new opinions and
I mean,
new
I do
thoughts.
agree that for the most part, people do change. And I think we should allow them room to change. I think sometimes you still believe the same stuff, but when there's a check attached to it, you quickly be like, "Yeah,
No, so I think
I didn't mean it."
oftentimes it comes
And I'm
off.
not saying that's what he did, but I'm saying a lot of times that's kind of the road that you will
So,
take.
like, oftentimes the quote unquote change comes off disingenuous because there's so much money and different things attached. And I think so, you can't tell people how to feel. So, at the end of the day, so I got into a debate with a friend of mine about this. They were just like, oh, I feel like he's apologized enough. And I oftentimes feel like, specifically us as people of color, as black people, we want to be the gold medal.
He is. He's as dark as you
No,
are.
I mean,
no.
if you look at Pangea, Indian Africa, we're touching. Okay, so it's
Well,
Did,
hi, Boo.
so what about the
Hey,
ways
hey,
that-
hey, stay on point.
So no,
One
sorry,
thought per
I was
break,
I was
please.
getting distracted.
One
No,
thought
but I
per
feel like
break.
I was saying so often black people specifically want to be the winners of the oppression Olympics. So they feel like we're the only people that get to be offended, but LGBTQ people get to be offended.
Yes.
Native American people get to be offended. Asian people get to be
Yes.
offended. So it's one of those things where we have to also respect other people's right to have
However,
an opinion on
may
certain
I
things.
say
Because no,
something?
let me say this: if a
But
white
wait,
person,
wait.
okay,
But let me say why I have to stop you right there.
okay.
You are absolutely right about all of that. The only issue that I have with the LGBTQ AI
I like your
plus,
shirt.
thank
Good.
you.
I'm
Do you like?
buttoning
Do
it
you like
just
what's
so
in
the-
it? Do
just
you like
so-
what's in it?
Show them titties, girl.
What you gonna
but-
do with my titties?
Stay
Not a damn
focused,
thing.
please.
Not a damn
Finish your
thing.
thought, Jazz.
Anyway, the only
My
issue
God.
that I have with the LGBTQ AI plus community
I
is
only know the first four letters, but okay.
they don't give us the opportunity to catch up. In other words, it's always evolving, ever changing, and I don't have an issue with that. But don't be so easily offended. Give us the opportunity to catch up with where you are. We're still learning. I'm still learning that your pronouns are he, she, we, they, us because so for so long, my hands got spanked if I use the improper pronoun. So give me the opportunity to understand that now that I am addressing an individual, I've been taught for decades that it was he, she, and now you want me to say they and us. Let me catch up. And
I-
if I don't, you're offended, you're mad, now you want to cancel
that's
me.
the other thing is they think that it's like a malicious ignorance, but it's not.
And it's not.
It's not. It's just like
Yeah.
I'm not used to it
confused.
yet.
Yes.
I'm not in that habit yet.
First of all, I feel attacked because none of this
You
shit
are
is me.
attacked.
None of this shit is me. So none of this shit is me. I'm still Kiko. I'm still he, him, Philly nigga, Sixers fan, Eagles fan. I'm still all of those different things.
You're
so
a
that,
Sixers fan?
Yeah, of course I'm a Sixers fan. I'm from Philly. So no, none of that shit applies to me. But I think black people are also easily offended as well, and rightfully so because of our history in this country. But I think we also have to open the door for other groups of people to be able to state their offense at different things. So it's just kind of like Native Americans, LGBTQ folks, Asian folks, because of what has been happening during COVID and certain things like that. Like we have to stop being like, I need to be the gold medalist in the oppression Olympics.
But you
we gotta stop that
understand.
shit.
But do you understand why though? I think honestly, I think it is because we're always the last to get any type of. I mean,
You saying
my
the last?
God.
No, the last is really Native Americans. They on that.
listen.
But
Hello?
Sacagawea got a coin before
Thank
Maya
you.
Angelou.
Maya Angelou
But
got
how
a-
many
she got a
Native
quarter.
Americans do you know
She
in
got
real
a
life?
fucking
How
quarter.
How
But
many
that's,
Native
you know
Americans?
what?
She got
Maya
a fucking
Angelou,
quarter.
Maya Angelou on a quarter is better than what Sacagawea got. She got a dollar. Who uses those dollar coins?
You got one?
No.
I ain't got one. And I don't got one. So all
But-
I'm saying
But
is
Maya Angelou will help me pay the meter. Maya
I tell you
Angelou will
what,
help me do
if
laundry.
Maya came back, she'd cuss everybody out. And she'd be mad at us for letting that shit happen.
everyone has the right to
Listen.
be offended, and that's all
And I'm
saying.
offended right now. Speaking of being offended, let's pivot really quick. Did you catch the interview with Jim Jones saying that his mother taught him how to kiss and how to have sex?
Jesus.
I did see the clip. Yes.
Did you see it, Taryn?
Yes.
In your drunken COVID stupor.
She was getting her pussy ate during her period. She seen it.
Kiko.
Get in
You want
there.
to fight? You want to fight? You want to fight? Oh, you're on the computer.
Oh my God. Wait till I get to LA. I swear to God.
You gonna
So
fight me?
here's
You
the
gonna fight
gist
me?
of it.
You wanna fight?
So he was asked about when did he learn how and who taught him, and he said his mama did. Now, caused a lot of consternation on social media. Everyone was talking about it because he was like, "Yeah, she taught me how to French kiss, like tongue and everything." Now, she later came back and said, listen, my tongue wasn't down his throat, nothing like that. But I did teach him, all the ins and outs about that and sex. And basically was like saying, listen, you can't just go into a girl dry. You got to make sure she's all lubed up and blah, blah, blah. And I mean, how do you feel? Because she was like, I have to be the mom and the dad. How do you
Mm-mm.
feel about that?
This is like the number one category on Pornhub. I'm pretty sure.
Well,
Oh,
This is like that's like how a lot of porn.
did your mom? Well, first of all, let's go to Kiko.
I
Since
gotta say, my parents
I
are
mean,
Indian. They didn't
because
kiss.
yeah, what?
Sorry,
I
sorry.
never saw my parents kiss. So no,
Well, I mean,
wrong
I
person
didn't.
to ask.
Were your parents? Was it arranged marriage?
Yeah.
So they didn't have sex before they got married.
My dad might have had sex with some. They got married.
Wow.
So
Because you were straight and then went gay.
but
Well,
yes,
because it's a
that's the
dramatic
truth.
situation.
That makes so. But anyway, go ahead, Jazz.
I'm
Go
just
ahead.
setting it
Curious.
up.
Did the
Because
So did your parents talk to you about sex?
No. So like Nigerian culture, your parents don't really talk to you about sex. So I just remember like a really awkward conversation with my mother years ago where she was just kind of like she tried to talk to me about condoms, but I was so embarrassed.
And what did she say?
She said something like, "Oh,
Move it in, move it out, rub it
if you
in,
want to
rub
have
it
sex
out.
with these girls,
Disco
use a
lady.
condom." She was like, "Use a condom." That's all she said. But anyway, I say all that to say, no, my mother did not ever have because that's just not in the Nigerian culture.
Your dad didn't either. Open the door, let me
My dad looked super uncomfortable when he tried to have a conversation with me.
And how did it go? What did he say?
He was just
Come
like,
here, son.
He was just
Sit
like,
down.
so you are getting older. So he just was like super, just kept moving and just was like smoking a cigarette. He just was clearly not comfortable with the conversation. But that's Nigerian culture. You know what I'm saying? So everyone assumes that you're doing it, but no one really talks about it. That's just Nigerian culture. But what I can say is, look, is with them about sex in a really authentic way. And the fact of the matter is, if you're talking to your kid
How
about
authentic? How
no,
authentic?
as much as you go, because I have close friends now who have children who are teenagers and stuff like that, and they're having it in a really authentic way. Like I don't know if you should kiss your child in the mouth.
Well,
I don't
that's
know
what
about that.
but I want to
I don't know if you
understand
should do
when you
all
say
that.
in an
But
authentic way. Do you mean don't say the birds and the bees?
don't say the birds
Say
and the bees.
vaginas and
Vagina,
penises.
dicks and pussies.
Okay,
That's dicks
that's
and
what
pussies.
I mean. Like,
Dicks
what do
and
you when you
pussies.
say authentic? Do you
That's how
mean
you should.
that, or do
That's
you
how,
mean like
jeez.
in a very physical
that's how
way?
you should fucking have the conversation. But I think at the same time. So no, I think I can't judge any parent for trying to make sure that their child is fully educated on whatever their sexual adventures might be. And I think the more that parents are like that, the better off their kids will be in like a really
Got
good
it.
way. Because we oftentimes, specifically as Black people, we're not having authentic conversations about
Well, we're not
sexuality.
authentic. No, we're not having conversations.
We're not having conversations
Period.
about sex because I certainly was not
Right.
having. So I was going through. Let me also be clear. Like even in my teenage years, I was sneaking niggas and bitches in the house. Let's be clear. I was. So like at the end of the day,
I'm mad that you said niggas and bitches.
yeah, of course I was. I totally was, and I think we need to be having more conversations about
Where were your
sexuality.
parents?
So I knew where the creeks were in the house. So I knew how. And my room was lit growing up. So I had a fridge, I had a TV, I had all of this shit.
All in your bedroom.
All in my bedroom, and it was a back staircase, so you could go in the back door. You ain't have to see nobody.
So your parents were really scamming.
Yeah, no.
They were the head scammers because you had all that in your room. They were scamming.
My parents were just
Damn it! One of those emails I responded to you was your daddy. I can feel it in my spirit. I'm certain.
My parents made sure we had a great life, and I just say that because I think, especially because if anybody watches Euphoria or any of those shows like that, I think we're seeing really what these kids are going through right now. So we can have really great conversations with them about drugs, about sex, and about all those different things. Because the fact is, they're doing it anyway.
They are.
So you need to be having honest conversations with them.
Correct. I would say that watching Euphoria is a whole new level of
and I get some more
newness
like, no.
of how they're doing things nowadays. This guy.
Wait, did you say that or Terrence said that?
He's
So
out of
Do
control.
I sound like Taryn? Do I
No,
sound like Taryn to you?
I don't know. It said liquor. Can
Do
I
I
get some
seem
more
like?
liquor?
Do I sound like a?
liquor.
Do I sound like a pussy eating COVID blood
I
female to you?
kinda a little bit right now.
Why? Why am I getting all this
I
shade?
know.
Okay, no, I'm
Taryn's
done.
like,
I'm
what?
leaving.
What? Taryn's like, when did I do this? Well,
Kiko set up a
I
joke.
will
We
say
just keep
this.
calling it back.
Well, sorry.
I will say this. I don't have an issue with his mom talking to him about sex. I actually applaud her because I do
Yeah.
believe that when you learn from your friends is when you learn the most misinformation. Um, I don't know how comfortable I would have been having a conversation with my son and teaching him how to get a girl wet. I think that might be a little much.
No, but
I think you got to leave some of it to him and let him figure that out. I think you have some of the conversation. I just I don't
because
know.
I think
Mm-mm.
most boys, most young boys, especially when they have when they have sex with a woman for the first time, they're having sex like they probably seen on porn. I'll never forget my nigga Eric in grade school used to rent his daddy's pornos to us in the grade school. So that was how we learned about sex in grade school because from them fucking pornos, and oftentimes they was
So he
gangbangs.
was
So
an
when it was
entrepreneur
so he was an
early on.
entrepreneur, he used to make $8 each day when he would
He
rent the
was an
pornos.
So,
So
entrepreneur,
so
Taryn,
what did
early
he have in
on.
his bedroom that you had in the
Right.
fridge?
But
Oh
I
my
say all of that to
God.
say most niggas that start having sex in high school or grade school. I started having sex at 12. So most people that learn to start you start having sex like they do in porn, and having sex like you do in porn doesn't give you anything but a mess to clean up most times.
Right.
So at the end of
And it's a terrible
it's a
way to
terrible way to
learn
learn to have sex,
sex.
male
Because
or
you think
female.
now it's all about bam, 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 bam. And then you have years to learn. Well, you got some things to learn in
No, that's what
between.
I'm saying. So, like, I applaud any mother or any parent that is having a real, authentic conversation with their kid about sex. Because the fact is, they're going to do it regardless. You know what I'm saying? So, you need to
How
be.
far is too far, Indian J?
For a parent to talk to their kid about sex?
It's specifically a mother.
Have
What
you
would
ever
have
fucked someone with your facial hair?
Wait, what?
What
Well,
the
since we
hell?
met, we talked about the neck situation. I've yet to get over that. I'm
Oh,
still trying to figure that
got it.
out. I mean, I've thought about it from every angle, and I still can't figure it out.
Wait, so you're out there complaining about a guy who tastes like salt, and there's some guy out there being like, "This chick tried to give me a blowjob
I'm
with her
trying
neck."
to figure that out. I cannot get over it.
Taryn, you got a dick on your head. I just noticed that.
Taryn,
Can we just pull it together, y'all, please?
I'm together.
Can we?
You pulled that dick
Taryn,
bun
listen.
together. I'm just pointing out what you got on your
Hey,
motherfucking head.
leave Taryn alone.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Stop it.
I will call you.
Taryn,
I'm
I am
calling you
going to
dick bun for the
apologize
rest of
in
the night.
advance because these guys are off the chain. Okay? Apologies.
I'm over here hacking for my life, and they don't give a damn.
And we appreciate it. We appreciate it. So I read a story that Drake apparently pours hot sauce in his condoms to ensure that any girl that he sleeps with doesn't take his seed and get pregnant. What's the greatest
Jesus.
extent that you've gone to ensure? Well, first of all, ain't nobody trying to have y'all's babies. But
Lots
if
of
they
bitches
Oh,
want to have my
were,
babies, even
ain't
gay.
no bitch trying
Lots
to
of
have
bitches
your
want to have my
baby.
baby. Don't get it fucked up. I can still pull bitches. Don't get it fucked up.
what is the craziest extent you've gone to ensure that you didn't get a girl pregnant? Because I mean, I think first of all, kudos to Drake because I would have never thought pouring hot sauce in a condom because it takes a lot of ingenuity. Like first of all, you take the condom off. You thought about this. You have hot sauce on deck, not on dick, but on deck. You got it ready
right.
to pour into your condom. So there you are in the bathroom with your dirty condom in your hand and hot sauce in the other, pouring it in there and then putting it in.
Why did Indian
Who
J
does
just look
that?
at me like this is something that I like?
No, I was just thinking, Kiko, no,
That's
Kiko,
disgusting.
here's what I was just thinking. It's like I think about all those little hot sauce packets that I come with the takeout, and like shit, they're just in a drawer in my kitchen. You want them, Kiko?
Focus.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's pretty
So
disgusting.
let me tell a very interesting story. So I can only imagine how terrible that must have been for that groupie jump off bitch who did what.
And you know what? I'm
Ooh.
going to say it's pretty disgusting because, and I never, ever get on the bandwagon of calling a chick a groupie. I never do that because I feel like, eh. But in this case, she admitted, which is how she found out.
If
She
you're trying to
went
squeeze nut
no, no.
into yourself,
She went to look for the condom in order to put the spooge in her and saw that it had hot sauce in it. I'm sorry. If I remember correctly,
And
thank you, girl number 4. she actually put it inside of her and it began to burn.
So,
And I guess he told her that it was hot sauce. I don't know. How disgusting.
Mhm.
so let me
Ladies, what the fuck? Stop it.
so let me
She
tell
took
you.
it out the garbage too and untied
one-
it.
Yes, Taryn.
Okay,
Disgusting.
okay, Dick Bun, I have a story. So listen, so there was once boiling crab is one of my favorite restaurants here in Los Angeles. I love seafood. I love the
I have
peeled
a,
crab.
there's
and
a
all that.
joke in there, but I'm not going to
I've
use it.
peeled crab in the back of an Uber. That's why my Uber rating is like
And
3.7.
clearly you didn't like it, and that's why you like guys now. Go
Oh
ahead.
yeah, well,
Carry on.
so my Uber rating is 3.7 because I peeled crab and shrimp in the back of an Uber, and clearly he didn't like it. Anyway, so I say all of that to say, I have one time after peeling crab and all that sort of stuff tried to jack off, and I remember how
In the Uber?
not in the Uber at home, but I've tried to do that in my house, and I
Wait,
remember
whoa. Stop. Because let me catch up with you. You went to the boiling crab. You had peel and crab shrimp.
yes,
in the
and
Uber.
crab and mussels.
Where
and
did we
mussels.
peel and crab? Where did we peel the shrimp?
I was just telling a random story about how I did in the back of an Uber and how my Uber rating is so low because I did that.
Okay, let's leave that out.
Okay,
Let's
so
get
let's
to the
leave that.
jacking
Okay.
off.
So
Did you
he's
do that
got all
in the
he's
Uber
got
or
all
at
the
home?
peppers and the
All the
spices.
so I get triple X whole shebang at Boiling Crab and all of my Boiling Crab people. What's up? But
Does
anyway,
that have anything to do with the jack off?
yes, because the
Okay.
thing was the stuff was on my hands. So I jacked off right after I had the Boiling Crab, and my dick felt like it burned for like several hours after that. So I can only imagine what old girl had went through. So anyway,
How much
So you
milk
didn't think
did
to
you
wash
soak
your
it in?
hands first?
how much milk did I soak my dick
What?
in? I didn't soak it out, but also I'm an African, so I love pain. So I just kind of sat there and I just kind of dealt with it. But I say all of that to say,
As long as you didn't lick your fingers after.
no, I didn't. I
Okay.
didn't. No, I say all of
Because
that.
boiling crab, I lick my fingers after. So I just.
Well, I did lick my fingers after I ate the food, but then
Not
after
enough.
not
Not
enough that
enough
it
to-
wasn't on my hands. So I say all that to
Gotcha.
say I can only imagine what the hot sauce in her vagina felt like.
What
Right?
a way to
So-
bring it around town.
What
There
I
you go,
So anyway,
Kiko.
I say all of that to say, I
That
can
you a
only imagine what
nasty
she.
nigga.
Yes, I'm disgusted.
I said
Yes.
all of that to say I'm a nasty nigga.
No, so I say all of that to say, that's
Sorry, Taryn.
that's a
She's
nasty
like, what
bitch.
am I into?
And the fact of the matter is, for her to even do that and want to communicate it, I'm disgusted at the sort of society that we live in that she even wants to share that story.
Yeah.
That she even wants to say that.
Well,
or
not
whatever.
wants to. She did.
That she even wants to share that story and do that story because the fact of the matter, you were clearly trying to trap this nigga for whatever reason,
Yeah.
and now you saying that shit like,
True.
oh, I did this and now I got hot sauce in my pussy because you're thinking, oh my god, because now you don't have to be super talented anymore to be famous. All you have to be is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what she is.
I just have no words for this story.
But anyway, so boiling
Indian
crab,
Jay,
if you're listening,
I
I love
no,
the crab.
Jay, we know what you love. Ugh.
Oh my God.
But I
can't.
don't have
Oh my God.
crabs.
Or do you?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Well,
Indian
you
Jay?
boiled them.
Well, you
First of all,
stroked them.
you're not gonna do me like we do Taryn. But
You
you're not about to do.
stroked-
Taryn is the one with STDs.
Yes,
None of-
give him all the
No,
smoke.
she is not. Taryn is
What,
gonna
what
kill
did he
you.
say?
She's gonna kill you. I swear she's gonna kill you. None of that is true, by the way. I
I
just
love
have
crabs.
such an issue. I think if cancel culture is
The
anywhere,
spicy one.
it should be there.
Yeah, cancel.
I think that's disgusting.
cancel the girl who tried to.
Well,
trap
any chick who goes after a guy. Well, first of all, let me be very clear. I have no issue with any chick who wants to date up.
For sure.
And I think any father with girls would always advise their daughters to date up. But what
Right.
I'm not going to do is chase after a dude, try to trick him to get his seed in order to go up. I'm not going to do that.
Who the fuck wants to be with a broke nigga? Male or
Nobody.
female?
Nobody.
Who the fuck wants to? Broke niggas, I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, broke
Date
dudes
broke
need
bitches.
love
Y'all
too.
need to be on
We
the whole
do.
stroll dating the crackheads, dating the crackos. Date them.
Well,
But
wait,
me myself as a gay man, I want to
Because
date I don't
everybody,
want to date a broke nigga either.
Kiko, everybody's not rich, and broke dudes need love too. I mean, I'm
No,
not
they
the,
don't. Not
I'm
for
not
me.
the one to give it to them.
Not for me.
Well, I'm not
Not
trying
for
to
me.
date you, Kiko. All right.
Oh shit! What an interesting date that would be. So, what is your criteria for a date? Would you date Indian J?
No, I wouldn't. 'cause
He's got a nice
he
smile.
He needs electrolysis.
First of all, you got hair on your face too.
Nigga, no. I
So
shaved for you.
So you can't lay on a guy who has facial hair.
No, I'm talking shit. First of all,
Okay.
I'm talking shit.
So real talk. Would you date a guy like? I'm not trying to
You
be a
try-
matchmaker.
First of all, Indian J's not gay. That's the first thing. So you're being really inappropriate.
No, but
HR,
okay, but-
HR,
okay,
HR,
wait.
HR.
Hold on.
You're being really inappropriate, and I don't appreciate
First
it.
of all, I am HR. Okay, that's number one.
Oh,
Tell him, Taryn.
she
Ain't nowhere else
is.
to go but here.
Okay, I'm
And
fired,
we ain't
guys.
telling
So
nobody.
I'm just gonna say this.
Nope.
But a whole nother show would be, and I can't wait to do this, but we'll do this another time because we're just about out of time today. But I can't wait to have the conversation about, can you be straight as a man or a woman and have a relationship with someone of the same sex?
There's a whole bunch of gay for pay niggas out here. Like,
But that's what
like
I mean.
LA, it's a whole bunch of them
So
type
then
niggas out here.
you couldn't say, and first of all, Indian J ain't gay because, so that would matter
Well, no, but
because he
but
could still be with it.
I'm only into black men. That's the first thing.
He is black. Indian J's a nigga.
Wait,
Oh,
okay, here's
oh,
what.
okay.
If you can say I'm only into black men,
He is as dark as you are. Stop it.
I done dropped these
if you can
Oh
say
my
I'm only
God.
into black
heads.
men,
Okay, Jesus, I didn't mean to say what I just said, but go ahead. Go ahead.
okay,
Go ahead, bro.
Since you speak for the black community and the LGBTQ,
I can hear
Yes,
it.
I am
It's
the
coming.
spokesperson.
so okay, if you say I only date black men or I'm only into black men, and I say I'm only into cis women, how come I'm transphobic when I say I don't want to date trans women?
I don't speak Spanish.
What?
And on that
Y'all.
note, let's play Sex, Lies, and Confessions.
Yes. Sex, lies, and confessions, please.
I swear I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I have no idea what he just said. I wanted to be involved in it, but I couldn't because I was confused.
I wasn't interested.
I do respect the community.
Love you, man.
But
I
when
don't
you
speak
start
Spanish.
throwing around all of the cis, the trans, the AEI, I get so lost. But I respect and love. I do. I really do. Okay, Taryn, how are you feeling? Have you made it through? We've come to the end of the show, by the way.
Hardly dealing with y'all crazy people.
I know.
Can
But
you
hopefully
explain
you'll
the
feel
game
better
real
when we're
quick?
done. So the
How's your
game,
dick bun? Go ahead.
shut up. The game is Sex, Lies, and Confessions. Taryn will assign each of us one of these in the category. If we get sex, we have to tell a story about sex. It can be either about ourselves, a personal story. It could be about a story that we know, maybe one that we wish of. Whatever floats your boat. If you get lies, it could be a lie that you told, one that you heard, one that you know about, one that you're going to snitch about. And confession, it is what it is. You know that one already. And scene. Go, Taryn. I'm not going to say the
Okay, I
rest
know
of
you
the
don't want to
line.
go first. I know
Stop
that.
saying that.
So,
I'm sorry.
Indian J, I'm going to start with you.
Oh, God.
Confessions.
Confession. Well, talking about this whole Drake thing reminded me of an incident that happened when I was in college.
Oh.
Uh,
Let's
we
ease
I was
into
I
it.
had a girl over. I
Yes.
know this sounds hard to believe, Kiko, but I had a girl over, and we were making.
Don't say making
A
love.
pie.
No. We were making tacos. We were
I
making
was going to say, if
tacos.
you
A
say
math
making
assignment.
love, I'm leaving.
We were
Nobody
making.
said that shit.
Hanging up a TV.
We were making love.
Wait.
No,
Is this
no.
Jeopardy or what are we?
We
what are
were
doing?
making
I'm sorry.
whoopee.
We were making tacos, and I was cutting the onions, I was cutting the cilantro, I was cutting the jalapenos.
So you were crying? Is that what?
Yeah,
Oh, no,
all
sorry,
right.
sorry,
That's
sorry.
what you're getting to.
All right, we finished. We're finished, and then I went to Let's just, I'll just
Get to the good
All right,
part.
I was fingering the girl, and I still had the jalapeno shit on my
You's a
fingers,
fucked up ass
and
nigga.
had to take her
You's
to
a
the
piece
So
of
you
hospital.
were
shit.
fingering her. You didn't wash your hands first.
Yeah.
Wow.
There was
Wow,
shit
that's
still on
pretty
there.
gross.
Okay, I'm gonna move a
Were
little
there any of the
closer.
seeds?
So
from the
she had to go to the
jalapenos?
hospital because
Ooh.
she got inflamed.
Because the seeds are what's hot, and the seeds they stick, especially to that thin skin, which I'm sure you already know. I don't have to teach you guys
You's a
anatomy.
dirty
No,
ass
you're
nigga.
not my mom. You don't
You
have
go
to
up
teach me
in
that.
there,
You's a
it gets
dirty
real
ass nigga.
thin. You know, that's
I'm
pretty
judging
disgusting.
you. You's a dirty ass nigga.
I'm the
This
dirty
from
one.
the
This
dude
coming.
who was jacking off with the whole
Right.
shebang on his fingers. Stop it.
But at least it's mine. It's mine. It's my dick.
It's the
That's what I
whole
was.
shebang.
I was using.
Oh my
I can
God.
never go and order that again. So did you get a
Oh.
second date?
No.
I don't
But
blame you.
I did stay with her until she got discharged from the hospital.
I never
Don't
understood.
say discharge and that story in the same
I
sentence.
never understood fingering.
That's disgusting.
So
Oh my
Bitches when I was
god.
growing up in Philly was getting fingered in grade school, and I never
Okay,
understand.
let's get the short version of the story.
No, I don't have a story. I'm just saying I never understood fingering. That's all I'm saying. I never understood it because what do you get out of that? So like fingering, so it's just kind
Well,
of
if
like, are
I
you
got to
jacking off at
explain
the
it to
same
you, I'm not
time?
going to tell you.
No, I'm saying what do I get out of that? So like then what do I get out of that? So I'm
Well,
fingering
you get
you.
to smell
Am
your
I jacking
fingers.
off at the same?
Damn, you get
Oh
to
my
smell your fingers.
god.
And if you're lucky, they don't have jalapeno seeds on them. I don't
I would
know.
rather 69. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay, and Taryn,
Okay. Goodness gracious.
welcome to 2022.
Kiko. Kiko lies.
Lies. Okay, so a lie someone told me. And let me not say a lie, but it wasn't really a lie. It was a lie by omission, right? So there was a situation where I was invited to have a threesome with a couple, right? So
Did you
apparently,
know the couple? You know, I'm a journalist
sure,
by nature. I have to get to the.
sure, okay.
That means
Anyway,
no.
so they invited me to had this threesome.
Where'd you meet them?
Um,
A
uh,
swingers club?
sure.
Okay.
And
I love to make
so
it juicy.
so uh so it was two guys, whatever. And I guess apparently the rule was they were in a relationship, and apparently the rule was that they couldn't kiss me in the mouth. That was apparently
Wait
the
a
rule.
second. So it was three dudes.
It was all of us together.
That's called an orgy.
No, it's not. It's three people. Mind your business. So
Oh.
anyway, so this particular situation, what always happens to me when I attempt those kinds of situations, whether it's male or female, I usually end up hitting it off with one person more so than the other. So me and the one person, we ended up hitting it off, we making out, doing all this other kind of shit. Then all of a sudden, while we're making it out, the one ends up going in the other room. I didn't peep it because I was super into this other person, right? So eventually, while we're making out, the other one ends up like is like, yo, give me 1 second, I'm gonna go in the other room, whatever. So while they're in the other room, all I hear is don't. These motherfuckers are fist fighting in the other room because, like I said, apparently the rule was to not kiss me in the mouth, and one of them had kissed me in the mouth, whatever. And I'm so
So
anyone who,
you broke up a happy home.
so anyone who knows me knows I'm an extremely awkward human. So while they were
There is nothing
Really?
awkward about
no,
you,
no.
young
When I
man.
say awkward human, I'm about to explain why I say awkward human. So they're fighting and shit like that, and I'm naked at this point. And then, so while they're fighting on this other side of the apartment, I'm just like, "Hey, so
You're
can,
like, hey, where's the whole
no,
shebang?
no, 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 no." I'm like, "So excuse me, guys, can you hand me my shoe?" Wait, no. So my shirt's over there. So anyway, so I ended up leaving, and that was the awkward story. But the point was they lied. They didn't fully communicate.
Where's
Whatever
the
the situation.
lie?
No, they didn't fully tell me that they was in a relationship. I didn't know that. That was the fucking communication.
But that's not a lie. That was a misunderstanding.
All right, all right.
Okay, wait, hang on.
First
Kiko.
of all,
So
Kiko,
you kissed one
What
of them.
the hell?
Did it taste like salt?
No, it did not taste like salt. It did not taste
and
like
there's
salt
the
at all.
confession because I know.
Well, Taylor should know at this point when she does this lies, whatever confession shit. I just share what the fuck I want to share. I don't give a fuck about what she asked me. I say what I want to say. So anyway, love you all. But anyway, continue, Taryn. Love you, Dick Bun.
So
Go ahead.
the lie was he was gonna play the game.
The lie was that I was gonna, exactly.
The lie
I'm
was
gonna
that
hurt
you
him,
were
Jasmine, when I get to LA. I'm gonna hurt him.
Kiko, stop breaking up happy homes. Damn. And wash your hands.
You've seen me. I break up happy homes, bro.
Oh my god. All right, Jazzy. Sex.
Sex. I have not had sex since last year. And on that note, thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate you guys.
Nope,
It's been
nope,
a
nope.
wonderful.
That salt mouth is looking real good
2022.
right now.
That salt might be looking good. I'm gonna give me one of those
What if
roses.
he put salt on his dick?
Wink, wink. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us for another edition of Sex Lies and Confessions, of course. But don't tell me to shut up. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. We are on. I'm going to let the Dominican tell you all of that.
Spotify, Amazon, Apple,
And she's naked.
Google, YouTube.
She's
Facebook.
also monotone. I'm hoping she's going to change her tone in a second.
Okay, that was
Go up and down, up and down. So, oh, well, that's
Spotify, Amazon.
not your head, your voice. Somebody help her.
Google.
And she has a dick bun too. You guys can't
Anyway,
see it.
we're available on all
Oh my
platforms. Make sure
God.
you download and subscribe to the podcast, and make sure you check us out. Oh, you guys give your handles. I don't know. What
They
do you?
call me motherfucking Kiko. That's
They
not my
call
handle.
you home wrecker.
They call me Kiko. That's my handle. Indian J.
God hates J, just the letter J.
And you can check out Indian J. He's touring always.
And he's hilarious.
all
He's
over the
also a
country.
comedian.
Stand-up
Check this
comedian.
motherfucker
Yes.
out. He does more than let his facial hair grow up into
And
his eyeballs.
and before we go, I want to say to Indian J,
That you want to connect him with your person, your
I want to say
esthetician?
something. No,
Oh, sorry.
I want to say something very warm and kind because I know he just experienced the anniversary of his dad's death.
Yes, that is true.
And I would like to say I am very sorry and that
Me too.
your picture was very cute and your daddy would be proud of you. And I think that life goes on.
He would also want you to get lazy.
He would.
Well, Jazz,
We
I
love
will
you.
tell
We love
you.
I
you.
can't say anything too
We love
bad
you,
because
bro.
my
We
daddy
love
gone
you.
too. So
All right,
hopefully
guys.
my daddy and your daddy up in heaven. Now my daddy might say something crazy to your daddy, like, he might think that, what is it? He might say something irresponsible and horrible, so because he didn't know any better.
Well,
But
Jazz, I will tell you that had my dad not passed away, I would not be sitting in this room, in this closet with you right now because
I'm not in the class.
I went back to Dallas to take care of my dad. I didn't know we knew he had a limited amount of time, but I was going back to take care of him. I ran into DL at a restaurant, and DL said, tell your dad when you get back to LA, I'm going to put you to work. And then my dad passed away 3 days later, and sure enough, DL kept his word. And so that led me to you, and that led me here, and that led me to Kiko and to Kiko's laser esthetician.
yay! Don't
And
start.
you should go to him.
You know
now.
what? Shut up. Thank you guys. We'll see you guys
Peace out,
next
Dick
time.
Bun. Dick Bun. Dick Bun. Dick Bun. Peace out. That was I feel like that was dope. I feel like that was dope.
Hilarious.
We are still live.
Maybe pineapple and Akers is what.
No, my
Yo,
hat.